Hi guys, good afternoon. This is Sensei Shukri Hamid again from Kuala Lumpur. It's a fine day in Kuala Lumpur. I'm here to bring you the review of Bankdex. This is like a phoenix rising from the ashes. You know, DEX has not been hot. It's not like DeFi, right? Decentralized Finance has been really hot lately. Well, now it's the DEX turn, and Bankdex is going to really take over this sector. It's like hot, man, like phoenix rising from the ashes, because it will give you a transaction speed of 1 million transactions per second. Say what? I said 1 million transactions per second. Not only that, well, Bankdex also is going to list about 500 coins in its exchange, which will make it very liquid. So here we are, and it features a very new technology called directed Acryllic Graph DAGS. So let's go to the inside to review. Now, of course, we're going to use the standards by which I always measure the ICOs. Yeah, SHUKR. I know I like my name, but let's go through some of them. You know, I think the problem with this sector now is there's not a lot of hype, although there's a lot of hype in this decentralized finance. DEX is not there, but at least I'm sure that they are in the right sector now, because, you know, whenever the Bitcoin goes up, like now, because Bitcoin now is recognized actually as a safe haven, then there's going to be a lot of volume coming in. And more about the technology and more about the review. Let's go in, guys. Welcome guys again to another review of an ICO here, and today we're going to discuss Bankdex. Okay, now Bankdex is a decentralized exchange DEX. You know, if you've been in this sector, you know that this was actually once a very hot sector, but it seems to have fallen on very tough times, right? Because there's not a lot of hype on it. And although, you know, the sector, the overall sector which is which is called DeFi or Decentralized Finance, is quite hot now. But, you know, we're going to see how a Bankdex can now actually make something different here and really differentiate from the rest. And I think this has to do with a lot of use case there, the use case leading to a lot of innovation here, which is that one there. So once you have a use case that's an innovative use case, and you can come up with a DAX that really is quite different from the rest, then I think that you would have a real chance to be really successful. Now, if you fail to do that, then you're not going to be very successful. Although you can say that, well, okay, everyone kind of needs a DAX, right? Everyone needs an exchange to be successful, because without an exchange, we, of course, cannot trade our cryptos. Hence, there's always a demand for Bankdex. So in order to do this, they're very innovative in a sense that, you know, you look at their saying here, it's like trade in a blink of an eye. And in order to do that, they have actually proposed a system, or are designing a system, that's like 1 million transactions per second. 1 million, guys, I mean, that's super big. And at the outset, what they're going to do is going to launch it with over 500 tokens to ensure that there is sufficient liquidity here in order to attract the customers to come in. Okay, so here we look at some of the applications here of DeFi, okay, decentralized finance. And if you look here, what they're really trying to do, you know, DeFi is also known as open finance, represents a broad category of financial applications being developed on open decentralized network. The objective is to build a multifaceted financial system native to crypto that improves upon the legacy financial system. So all of these are actually meant to kind of replicate whatever you have in the crypto world into the real world. And you have things like exchanges, you know, you have IDEX, you have Kyber Network, 0x. In the savings part, which I'm really interested in, you have things like Compound and MakerDAO. So MakerDAO makes a DAI, you know, the stablecoin DAI. And if you put DAI on Compound, you can actually earn interest just like you do in the real world. And then, of course, when you talk about derivatives and trading, there's DX, DY, and several other solutions. Now, what's really missing here is this. I don't think there's enough emphasis here on decentralized exchanges, which is the top tier here, which is can really redefine this entire world. Because if you look at it, you know, decentralized exchanges were really hyped up a couple of years ago, especially during the crypto cycle. But now it's really quietened down because I don't think they really have advanced that much in terms of user friendliness and all that. Although the big boys are essentially also into decentralized exchanges. For example, you know, the biggest exchange in the world, even Binance has a DEX now. So in order for Bankdex to actually have traction here in the decentralized finance world, it has to seek to basically differentiate itself from all its competition. And this is what we're going to do here in this review to see if it does actually deliver on that promise of differentiating itself. So one thing that Bankdex has differentiated itself on is the technology, okay? And what they're doing is called DAGS, which is, you know, directed acrylic graph, which is actually beyond blockchain. So unlike a traditional blockchain, it doesn't have the problems of traditional blockchains, for example, having to build a block and then having your consensus mechanism and also your proof of work or your proof of stake to handle it. So, you know, so directed acrylic graph is essentially a new technology that replaces blocks here. So because there are no blocks, it's so much faster than the traditional blockchain. And for something really very special now, what the guys at Bankdex has done is that they're running the Bankdex platform on a DAX that is following ADFT or asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerant, okay, for consensus. So this allows Bankdex to essentially run, okay. It's going to continue run even though something has proven to gone wrong. And of course, with this, DAX is able to avoid double spending and DDoS without high cost. You know, DDoS, distributed, when they attack, you know, distributed denial of service attacks. And some of the examples that you can see on DAX already here, and there are already DAX running, you know, some of them are like IOTA, some of them are like Nano, and you know, these are very fast blockchains. But the next one that's coming up is essentially Hedera hash graph. So you got to really look out for all these new technologies coming in. And I think what's good about Bankdex is that they already have it. They already have it implemented here in the blockchain for their decentralized exchange. And this, I think, will be a game changer because it suddenly makes the transactions, suddenly makes it very fast. So let's have a really close look now on the Bankdex website. It's a very informative website. Here it is. It's at bankdex.io. And of course, you know, because it's on DAX now, it can do things very fast. So I had in the beginning of this presentation, right? It's like, what is it? You know, because it's going through DAX. So it's trading in a blink of an eye. And that's going to be super fast, right? So this is really the main site here. You can see here that the main sale is going on, and the main token for Bankdex here is called SAM tokens, okay? So the good thing that I like about this website, you know, because it has all this information here that's summarized for you, the white paper, the technical paper, the presentation, and even the one pager, and it's all really user friendly. You know, you just click here and you basically get to the one pager, which allows you basically a good way to have a summarized view of Bankdex. Like here, it's high and improved level of security, simple and easy to use, highly interactive user interface, high speed of transactions, low trading, and you know, almost really free. And that's what I said before, that this is the advantage of running your platform on a DAX, because you know it enables you to do a very quick transactions, and that really are almost free. And if we go forward some more, looking at the advantages or why they came out with Bankdex here, you can see even the summarized view here of Bankdex, which is SAM tokens. So the advantage of the SAM tokens, as you see here, they're even creating an incentive for you guys basically to hodl the token, okay, which I think is pretty good, because everybody just wants to pump and dump, right? So they're saying like pump and dump. No, we're not encouraging you to do that. Although it's a good exchange and it's having new technology, so it's probably going to go up or may go up. But they're encouraging you to hodl it here. Basically, they're encouraging you to hodl it. So all users who keep tokens in their account for 5 to 12 months will benefit from some specified additional interest rate. So this is like the normal thing that you have in the real world, right? Where you keep your money in the bank, you get interest rates. And even in the DeFi world, if I keep DAI in compound, I get an interest. And of course, all users have the same balance, and they will also benefit from free transactions on the Bankdex exchange. So this is really, really great here. You can see the summary of the token here. And what they emphasize really is the speed. So let's just see this. Just see this for a while. Okay, I mean, this is really, really cool. Yeah.
We are proud to introduce a unique decentralized exchange supporting more than 500 coins in the world of cryptocurrencies. Bankdex.
For more than 500 coins there. Comes down.
A wide range of facilities.
So they have a wide range of
exchanges
compared to other
crypto to crypto,
centralized exchange,
fiat to crypto,
fiat to crypto. Now that's really advantages when you have fiat to crypto, because
more than 1 million transactions per
1 million
second
transactions per second, right? So that's really fast. And they also have a fiat to crypto facility, which will allow it to basically allow you to exchange your fiat to crypto very, very fast here. So we look here at their this roadmap here, and you see that this is already about Q3. It's August now, exchange futures development. So they're going to start the algorithm of the exchange in October. And of course, January, June, they started the pre-sale. We're already in August now. So launch of main sale of the ICO, which is now an amazing surprise. Wow, we're going to wait for an amazing surprise now. And the good thing about Bankdex, they're also constantly burning the token. So you can just get a summary of here. These are some of the features here, the wallet-to-wallet trade, so you can trade within multiple wallets. They have multi-blockchain support. This is why they can support a lot of types of cryptocurrencies. Free cancellation, so you can cancel without any penalties. Easy and secure. Of course, see, it's a DAG with an ABFT, asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerant and very resistant to DDoS and other types of security attacks. Now, what I want to emphasize here is really user friendliness, because I think that a lot of DAGs are simply not user friendly at all. Okay, DAGs is not equivalent to user friendliness. So what they're going to do is make this very user friendly. In fact, I want to show you a LinkedIn post that came from the actual CEO, and it was really very, very telling here. Okay, so not only that, because part of this user friendliness is really teaching or getting people onboarding very fast on how to do this very simply. And I think that what is available to the outside world that's not available, that's not readily available to the crypto world, is what you call in the Forex world, you know, we call this a demo account. Okay, a demo account. And for Bankdex, I better put that in green, right? This is something very good, a demo account. And Bankdex has something like what they call a simulator. Okay, for Bankdex, it's called a simulator. And this simulator will allow you to run the platform and allow you to get used to the platform before you can commit to it. You see, I am a Forex and also I'm a commodities trader, and I'm used to nice user interfaces here, right? So let's see an example of some. So this is my Saxo trader account here. You see, it's very, very, very convenient here. I run things here, you know, I trade commodities, I trade, precious metals. I can even trade Forex here. So I kind of like, I'm used to this user interface, and I'm quite sad to say that when I go into cryptocurrency exchanges, I don't get the quality of this. And if you're in the Forex world, I'm sure you're familiar with MetaTrader 4, right? Some of you might be very advanced now. You guys are using like MetaTrader 5 or something, which is great. Well, a lot of us just use MetaTrader 4 because, you know, what people can do there, you know, you can use a handphone to trade, and it's a common interface everywhere. You see, almost every Forex broker uses MetaTrader 4, or they have an interface to the MetaTrader 4 so that you can just whip out your handphone like this. Yeah, just whip it out your handphone and then start trading on your handphone using the same interface. And they have a Very, very great demo account. So this is how it looks on the PC. This is how it looks on the handphone, but it's almost similar. Okay, it's not the most user-friendly, but it works in a lot of platforms. And when you have this, then you basically have a proper onboarding program where people can get used to coming on the platform, using it first. And then that just drives more and more people. And it's great to know that Bankdex already has this in mind, because a lot of people really do not. So here are some of the reasons why you want to go for So this is the case for really having a DEX, decentralized exchange, instead of a centralized exchange. Of course, in a decentralized exchange, the keys are with you. They're not with the exchange like a SEX. And of course, if you have a SEX, then you are always subject to hacks, right? And of course, we saw the hacks last year. CoinCheck, there was what, 500 million worth of NEM was stolen there. We had the case of Quadriga. Well, that guy suddenly decided to die. Recently, we had the case of Bitcoin, right, in July, where this Japanese exchange called Bitcoin lost basically 32 million US dollars on the coins that were on the hot wallet. Okay, they didn't lose any in the cold wallet. So that's why another one, you need to have the hot and cold wallet. So, but you have to remember that a lot of centralized exchanges have their own advantages, in the sense that they have very high volumes. That's good. They have fiat gateways, so that allows us to basically exchange the gains in crypto with fiat, which is what we want, because when you are going to spend in the outside world, you are basically going to spend fiat, right? So what a Bankdex does, what I really like, is that they brought a lot of these features, okay, from the centralized exchange, like the fiat gateway, like the high volume, like the security, into the decentralized exchanges. And so they're working with other parties to be able even to hold things like IEO, which is initial exchange offerings onto the decentralized exchanges. So now they're holding an ICO, but it's kind of a good ICO, because they're encouraging you to go out and actually hodl the coins here, right? Yeah, you got to be hodling the coins instead of just a pump and dump thing. And to do this, they also provide you with what I feel is the correct motivation. You bankroll it, you get interest on it, and of course they have token burning. Yeah, they have a lot of token burning, so that kind of mitigates the risk when you see this basically compared to the traditional ICO process. Okay, so this is something really good that Bankdex has done, and I think they've done this quite successfully. The night market in Malaysia, and see how many people are here. You know why? Because they got lots of choices. So really the choices in this market are what make people come, and this is why a decentralized exchange needs a lot of coins. For example, using this example, in the night market, I can exchange my apples with lemons, or even grape. Hey, there's even the occasional prawn fritters. Yummy. So these are the reasons where you want to use, Bankdex, the advantages that it has over other traditional platforms. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over all the 6 points, speed, liquidity, zero fees, SAM token holding, user-friendly interface, and a simulator while I'm riding a jet ski. Okay, so when you talk about speed, the advantage of Bankdex is that it really has the speed because it uses DAGS technology, right? Instead of traditional blockchain technology like this jet ski is really going fast over the water now. Now, because of that, it also can provide a lot of liquidity with 500 coins, and of course, this interaction with fiat crypto to fiat, and many more. So it's looking more like a forex exchange rather than like a crypto exchange, which is really good, which I don't see a lot in DEX, okay? Because DEX is like it's an Ethereum DEX or a Neo DEX or an EOS DEX. and there's no like inter currency pairing kind of things. Now because of DAGS technology also, it's near zero fees, which will encourage you to basically go and trade there and hodl. Again, note here, you're gonna hodl the SAM token, okay? And when you hodl the SAM tokens, you also can get interest later on, like we saw earlier, and you also have insurance, okay? Because they really want to look after their investors and their customers. The user-friendly interface, when you combine it with the simulator, will also be good for Bankdex, because that encourages people to go in, that encourages people to try out this fast platform and really validate the speed, the liquidity, the zero fees. And when they're attracted to that and when they know how to trade, they'll come in and then they'll buy the SAM tokens basically to hodl it. And those are really the advantages provided for by Bankdex. So basically, after we went through the 6 points, you know, the other 2 points that really, to me, differentiates Bankdex is this: the fiat gateway. Okay, it has a way to talk to fiat currencies. Hopefully, it'll talk to the main ones here, like the US dollar, British pound, the euro, and maybe even one day it will even have a fiat ramp onto exotic currencies. You know, this is the Polish zloty. I don't know, but you know, when I talk about fiat, I'm very interested. And of course, Bankdex will allow you to basically interact with multiple wallets: hot wallet, cold wallets, the ones with the private key, Ledger Nano X, and also MetaMask for security. So this is truly something really, really awesome on the side of Bankdex. So really going forward, what I think is there's a very good future for Bankdex now because of this war, right, between Trump and also President Trump and also Xi Jinping of China, where you have this trade war suddenly morphing into a currency war, right? And when a trade war morphs into a currency war, then people go to the flight of safety. And when you look about safe haven assets, and this is data from Binance here, okay? This is data from Binance. When you look about safe haven assets, look at this. Bitcoin is considered a safe haven asset, as is gold, the yen, and the CHF is basically the Swiss franc, and also definitely the US 10-year treasuries. And a lot of people now are actually looking at 10-year treasuries. So the fact that with all these trade wars going on, I would think that Bitcoin is really going to go up. And in fact, Bitcoin rallied, right, with traditional safe haven assets. And when Bitcoin rallied, it will push up the other cryptocurrencies, of which Bankdex is one of them. So the future for Bankdex is really, really bright, as long as all of this is executed very, very well. So for conclusion, I think that Bankdex is really a good solution. They've managed to inject a lot of excitement again. So again, to conclude now, I think Bankdex is a really good solution because they've injected a lot of excitement into the sector with their, their fast speed using DAGS. There's certainly a lot of hype about DAGS now, and of course with their 500 coins, right, that will be traded here. The use case is really very, very good, almost near zero fees. You can see the tokenomics in the white paper, the roadmap. Oh, we're gonna wait for a surprise in October. You excited on that? And of course, I think one of these things that makes it near zero fees, I'm surprised, I'm waiting for the surprise here. Is it another thing that's related to DAX? Because when with DAX, you have a new technology, and when you have a new technology, you're able to get zero fees. And of course, then you need a very, very innovative business model, which they have, because they encourage us to hold the SAM tokens. And this is why Bankdex, to me at least, is truly the gemstone of exchanges. And thank you for now. That's the review for now. Hope to see you soon, guys, for more exciting review of other coins that are really, really, really going to shake up the crypto sector in 2019 and also 2020 in the height of this war, this trade war, this currency war. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye. See you all. Here we have this king of fruit, and it's the durian. Yeah, it's the durian there, okay? And this is what Bankdex is about. The durian, the king of all the DEX.